Greetings everyone, I'm Rishabh, back on behalf of Excellent Training Solutions, and here in this session I will be discussing about some of the formatting tricks. No, I'm not going to talk about bold, italics, underline, but something more, something that you may not have come across. Starting with a quick exercise. Let's say I have a list of names of employees, their salary, division that they work for, their rating and age. Now before I want to take a printout, I would want that the names should be slightly adjusted right hand side so that there appears to be one space. Now I am not asking you to add a space manually, although I would want that kind of a presentation, but let's see what is the desired technique to make that happen. Let me choose column B. On letter B, the entire column is chosen, and if I go to Home tab and click on this comma style, now what happens is it appears to have shifted a bit right, and the best part is it doesn't include any of spaces. So if you're using VLOOKUP formula, sum ifs formula later point in time, it is not going to interfere with your data set. In case you want to bring it back, you can choose general from this tab, so back to normal. Now if you are applying the same technique, comma style, to numbers, it would appear like this. So whichever way you want it, number or text, feel free to apply this. I quite often use this when I need a list of names, be it clients, be it company names that I'm working for. It gives me a good appearance once I take a printout. The next, I'll be discussing about a concept which has been introduced new in 2007, called table, the concept of table. Now table, let's see. If I choose this entire data block using the shortcut key Control A and I go to Insert tab, there's a new button added in 2007 version of Excel, table, the shortcut being Control T. Let me click on this table and there comes a dialog box which asks whether the data selection has been correct. I say yes, it is. Okay. What happens next is it converts the entire data range into a table which has been defined in a manner which gives it some special treatment. The treatment is, of course, I can quickly format it based on the colors. Looks good, although would not be that great if you are taking a printout in a black and white printer. The next thing is you are given a lot many more options. How do you summarize the pivot table? How do you remove duplicates? Some of these things we'll be discussing later point in time. If I want to go back, of course Control Z is there for you. Apart from that, you can also choose the data and say please convert back to range. It is now a table, please convert back to range. So it says, do you want to convert the table to normal range? Oh yes. The filters has been taken off. The additional contextual tab that was appearing right now has been taken off. What's remaining is the color combinations, which you can remove by choosing the data and saying no fill. Yeah, slightly tedious. So again, there are more benefits. Once we discuss pivot table, we discuss the filter, sort, etc. This will be more prominent. So we discussed two things. One is to apply comma style. The next is about converting a data range into a table. To talk about next few set of tricks, let me move on to sheet 2. The shortcut key to toggle between sheets was Control page down and page up. So instead of clicking on sheet 2, let me apply Control page down. Okay. Now, to begin with, I am going to talk about one of the tricks involving Format Painter that you would have used under Home tab, either in Word or PowerPoint or in Excel. Now, quite often it happens that you like a particular cell's format and you want to replicate that format to many other cells, not just one, many other cells. Now, the problem with Format Painter is if you select the source cell and click on it, you will be able to replicate the format by using this revised icon that you're looking at my screen once. Once you apply that, the power goes away. You'll not be able to apply once again the same formatting, for which you again need to go back to the source and click on Format Painter, apply it once more. Now I would want to make that power permanent. To do that, let me choose the source. Let me double click on Format Painter and I'll be able to reapply this format as many times as I would want. Once the purpose is over, let me press escape. The power is taken off. So the technique is to use double click on Format Painter, and this is very useful in case you're working with Word documents, especially if you're drafting some legal documents or agreements wherein you would want to replicate a particular format in all the pages. So Format Painter comes to the picture. Double clicking, there you go. Let me delete these columns. The next part, I'll be talking about certain aspects of format cells. To begin with, let's say if you're talking about data which I want to hide. Now I'll be talking about cell protection, password protection little later, but as of now, sans protection, sans passwords, how do I make it disappear? One could suggest that I may make this font color white, but the problem with that is in case I change the background, it will appear. Now if you notice, this cell contains nothing. It appears so. If I double click, it does show me Excel next. You may tell me, have I not made the font color white? Let's see. Let me change the font color black. Doesn't change. So what is the trick that without changing the font color, I am making it disappear? In fact, if I change the background color, even then it doesn't appear unless I double click and enter the cell. The trick is, you select the data, right click, format cells. The shortcut key for this is Ctrl+1. So format cells, reach out to custom, and within custom you delete this type and put in 3 semicolons back to back. Okay, working. And in fact, in case you want to play a prank on any of your colleagues, you may choose the entire data, right click, format cells, custom, and 3 semicolons back to back. The entire data seems to have disappeared, although it is there inside the cell. So works fine. In case you want to bring it back, one option is to press Ctrl Z to undo, other is to make it general. General, you can access this from right click, format cells, general, either from here or from the tab ribbon. Alright. The next trick. Now sometimes when you're preparing names of department back to back, let's say A, maybe B, I would want to put in self-adjusting ... And the problem comes up when the name is not of the same length. Let's say Mumbai. Now of course you would have to put in the number of dots a bit less so that it is restricted to the column width. Now how do I automate this? Because tomorrow you may have slightly bigger column width. The trick to do that is, let me press Ctrl Z. The trick to that is choose the data, right click, format cells. Yes. Within custom, carefully, let me delete the current custom type. Type in @ dot. Something that I've also mentioned out here. Okay. Even if you increase the column width, decrease it, or reduce the text, let's say just E, you will notice it is self-adjusting. So very helpful in case you are making an index and which may be referred by the pages in Excel. Let me just make this general format and it would appear. So it could be topic 1, page number, topic 2, page number. Wonderful, isn't it? So two tricks. One is using triple semicolons back to back. The other is using @ and dot. The next one. Let's say you're working with numbers and their denomination in terms of, let's say, weightage. Now quite often I've seen professionals, they write 1200 and ton. They type the ton. Let me do once more, something like this. The problem with this is these two are not numbers to Excel. So when you write in a formula using sum and try to add these two numbers, it will not give you the correct answer. So my objective is they remain numbers, at the same time they should show me suffix as ton. Now you may in fact suggest me why not use format cells, correct? You may go inside format cells after choosing the data. you may tell me please go to custom, and whatever the types are, you may type in ton at the end. So whatever the type is, ton doesn't appear. Okay, why not make it general and then go to custom, so that in under general I can type in ton. But what I see is it only shows you first two letters. It is fine if you had something like kg. Even then it would not give you the right answer. So what is the trick? Let me press escape. Let's start afresh. The trick is you choose the data, go to format cell, go to custom. After which you may choose to use, let's say, general or maybe 0.00. Whatever you choose, after that put in a hash, within double quotation put that weightage, ton, kgs, metric ton, etc. So one limitation has been circumvented. It is not restricted to two letters, so it is showing the entire ton. Secondly, it is not interfering with the numbers presentation. So okay, and what you see now is actually numbers. So if you write a formula sum to add these two up, 1400. Of course, in case you would want to make this appear as ton, you can use format painter and apply that on 1400. So there you go, some important tips and tricks, especially when you're working with a lot of numbers and data. See you in the next video with more such tips and tricks.